Hey everyone! Welcome back to English Easy Learning, your cozy corner for real English.
Welcome back. I'm Afan.
And I'm Sophie. It is your favorite place to learn real, natural English that you can actually use in real life. Let's dive right in.
This episode is for anyone who wants to speak English, but holds back because they're afraid of making mistakes.
That's right. Today, we're going to share how you can finally overcome that fear of failure using simple, easy English that anyone can follow. What if I told you that the biggest obstacle in your learning, your English journey, isn't grammar and it isn't your vocabulary?
That's right. It's the fear of messing up, the fear of sounding silly, the fear of failing.
If you've ever stayed quiet in a meeting, avoided a conversation, or put off studying because you were scared you wouldn't be perfect, this episode is for you. Today, we're talking about how to overcome failure and why the fear of failing is literally keeping you small.
Sophie, can I tell you something a little embarrassing?
Here we go again, our little confession corner.
It's becoming a habit, isn't it?
Go on, I'm listening.
Last month, I tried out for a small local talent show, badly, in front of actual strangers.
Wait, you sang in public? On purpose?
Yes, on purpose. And afterward, someone actually laughed out loud.
Oh no, how did that feel?
Awful for about 10 minutes, then strangely fine.
I was still standing. Nothing terrible actually happened.
Isn't that interesting? We build the fear up so much bigger than the actual moment ever is.
Exactly, and that's a perfect way into today's topic.
Today's episode is called Why Fear of Failure is Keeping You Small.
I love this topic because everyone has felt this. Some people just hide it better than others.
And here's the strange part. The fear of failing often hurts more than failing itself ever could.
Sometimes the thing we're most afraid of is smaller than the fear we built around it.
This episode works for A2 learners and above. If some words move fast, don't worry. Just relax and follow the conversation.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
Let's get into it.
But before starting, if you want to practice your English without fear, make sure to hit that subscribe button.
And let us know in the comments, what is the one mistake you are ready to stop worrying about today? Affan, what do you think fear of failure actually is?
I don't think it's really about failing. I think it's about being seen failing.
Say more.
If no one was watching, would you still be this scared to try? Usually, not as much.
So it's less I might fail and more people might see me fail.
Exactly. It's a fear of judgment, wearing a failure costume.
A costume, I like that.
Think about speaking English out loud. Writing it feels safe, no one's watching. But speaking to a real person, in real time, suddenly it feels like a performance.
And your brain starts imagining the worst possible version of what could happen.
Every time. What if I mix up the grammar? What if they laugh? What if I completely forget the word?
It's amazing how creative our brains get the moment we're afraid.
Creative and almost always wrong.
Because most people aren't judging us nearly as much as we imagine.
They're too busy worrying about their own mistakes.
That's actually comforting.
It should be. Everyone feels a little bit exposed. We've just gotten good at hiding it.
So maybe the real question isn't, how do I stop being afraid?
Maybe it's, how do I act anyway?
And that's exactly what we're exploring next. Why even smart, capable people stay stuck because of this fear, sometimes for years.
Don't go anywhere.
Afan, why do you think people let this fear control them for so long?
I think failure feels final, like it's a verdict on who you are, not just one attempt.
That's such a good point. One bad presentation suddenly becomes, I'm just not good at this.
Exactly. We turn a single moment into a permanent label.
And once we believe the label, we stop trying, which protects the label forever.
It's a trap. If you never try again, you never get proof that you're wrong.
I actually avoided something for almost 2 years because of this.
Really? You seem so sure of yourself most of the time.
Believe me, I wasn't. I'd finished writing something I was proud of, but I never sent it anywhere, not once.
Why not?
I kept telling myself, I'll send it when it's better, but it was never quite ready in my head.
So the standard kept moving.
Every time. And 2 years later, I finally sent it. And nothing terrible happened. A few people liked it, a few didn't. Life continued exactly as before.
That's such an important lesson. We don't need to feel ready. We need to act, and readiness catches up later.
Here's something else I've noticed. People often think avoiding failure protects their future.
But really, it just guarantees a smaller one.
Exactly. Nothing risked, nothing lost. But also, nothing gained.
Can I ask you something, Sophie?
Go for it.
Do you regret the things you tried and failed at?
Honestly, almost never. I remember them, sure, but I don't regret them.
What do you regret then?
The things I quietly decided not to try. Those stay with me longer.
That's true for me too. Years later, we rarely think, I wish I hadn't tried that. We think, I wonder what would have happened if I had.
And that question can follow a person for a very long time.
Which is exactly why it's usually better to try, even when the outcome isn't guaranteed.
Because trying always teaches you something. Success shows you what works. Failure shows you what to adjust.
Either way, you move forward. Standing still is the only option that teaches you nothing.
There's one more pattern I've noticed. People comparing their first attempt to someone else's 100th.
Oh, that's so common. Watching someone speak fluent English and thinking, I'll never sound like that.
But that person also stumbled through their first real conversation once. They just didn't post that part.
Nobody starts at the finish line.
So maybe the goal isn't to eliminate the fear completely.
Maybe the goal is just learning to act while the fear is still sitting right next to you.
I like that a lot. Because real growth almost never waits for fear to leave first.
And in the final part of today's episode, we'll share simple, practical ways to make failure feel smaller and safer to risk.
Stick around, we'll be right back.
Sophie, if someone listening is thinking, you're right, I do avoid risk because I'm scared of failing, where should they start?
Start smaller than feels necessary.
Smaller?
Much smaller. People often imagine one huge dramatic leap, but real change usually starts with a tiny, almost forgettable decision.
Can you give an example?
Sure. If you're learning English, don't tell yourself, I need a perfect 10-minute conversation. Just say, I'll speak one sentence to one person today.
That sounds much less frightening.
It is. And the smaller the risk, the easier it is to actually take it.
I think this works for almost anything. Want to write more? Write one paragraph. Want to get fit? Walk for 10 minutes.
Small attempts don't look impressive from the outside, but they quietly add up.
Here's something else that helps. Stop treating mistakes like emergencies.
That's such an important shift. A mistake in a conversation isn't a crisis. It's just information.
Exactly. It tells you what to adjust next time. Nothing more dramatic than that.
A messy conversation is still better than no conversation at all.
A rough first attempt still beats a perfect idea that never left your head.
Can I ask you something, Afan?
I was wondering when the next one was coming.
What's something you're still working on in terms of this?
Probably letting people see my work before it feels finished. I like to polish things quietly, alone, for a long time.
I understand that completely. But feedback almost always comes faster than perfection does.
True. And usually, the fear of showing something unfinished is worse than what actually happens afterward.
I'd like to leave our listeners with one thought. Picture yourself a year from now.
Would you rather look back and think, I tried and it didn't always work?
Or, I stayed quiet, just in case.
That's a powerful question, because one small attempt today can quietly reshape where you stand next year.
The fear of failing will always feel loud and urgent in the moment.
But usually, on the other side of it is just relief and a little bit of growth.
So take the small risk, then another. You don't need to feel brave first.
You just need to be willing to go first before the fear fully agrees with you.
Before we wrap up, it's time for today's Vocab Corner. 5 useful words from this episode.
Let's go. First word, resilience.
Resilience means the ability to recover quickly after something difficult. Example: her resilience helped her keep speaking English, even after a rough conversation.
Word 2, reframe.
To reframe something means to think about it in a new, more helpful way. Example: he learned to reframe mistakes as useful feedback, not failure.
Next word, confidence.
Confidence is a feeling of trust in your own abilities. Example: her confidence grew every time she spoke, even imperfectly.
And that's exactly why confidence comes after action, not before it.
Word 4, risk.
A risk is a chance you take that might not work out. Example: sending that message felt like a risk, but it paid off.
Final word, mistake.
A mistake is a small error, usually one you can learn from. Example: that mistake actually taught her more than getting it right the first time.
Remember, a mistake is data, not a verdict. We hope today's conversation reminded you that failure isn't the opposite of success.
It's usually just a normal, boring step on the way there.
Whether that next step is speaking one sentence, sharing unfinished work, or simply trying again.
Remember, you don't need the fear to disappear first. You just need to move while it's still there.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and join us again soon.
I'm Affan.
And I'm Sophie.
You've been listening to English Easy Learning.
And remember,
The fear doesn't have to leave first.
it just has to come along for the ride.
We hope this gave you the confidence to speak up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who needs it. See you next time.
Bye! and take care.